Hi guys, this is Sydney. So as you can see, I'm out again. So please be aware of other sounds around me. So I was doing something else here while I was relaxing, reflecting, and then I felt called to share this message, and kind of this idea came through like since yesterday, and when I woke up this morning. But I wasn't really paying too much attention to it, and after a while I was being here, I was feeling suddenly called to share this message. So take however resonates for you and discern for yourself as always. So this may be a quick message. I'm sensing that as we had a surge of frequency on Gaia the past few days, it's been very intense. It's been very upsurging is the word that is coming. So if you resonate, a lot of individuals in the collective may have been feeling so-called physical ascension symptoms. And what was taking place was a lot of the crown chakra activations. And this could mean different, or I would say unique for every individual is what I'm going to share, that depending on your unique soul journey and cycles and phases and seasons, it could be something that were waking someone up or activating something within, or that you are integrating and you have regenerated and then realigned everything. So it could mean different, but this was part of the rainbow bridge is what I'm getting right now and receiving as I'm sharing this. So I think that was why my spirit team wanted me to be on camera. So the rainbow portal is very critical this year, as what I'm seeing is like a boat, like a ship. So Noah's Ark is coming once again, the Moses, which I received the message since March 2023. I was given this message of Moses and the building of the ark and people moving to a different land. So this is what this energy is right now, that they want me to share this experience that I had. So back in 2022, while I was guided to be in Egypt, I share this in many of my videos, that first it was the pyramid for 22222 portal. And I felt called to visit Alexandria and then go to Dahab, and then go to Sharm el-Sheikh. And while I was in Dahab, I was walking by the beach, and that area that I was staying in, it was just right in front of the water. So I was going into the water every day. And looking back in hindsight, it was to connect with the water and the energy there to collect or recollect my soul aspects. So to remember. And so what happened was, as I was connecting with the water every day, connecting with the earth, I started to have this thought. That I thought it was just a thought, but it was like kind of a soul remembrance, and that I would choke up in tears in a way, that this would be my last time on earth, and every moment, every second was so cherishable. So I wanted to soak in the beauty of the nature of earth and Gaia, and I had this quite a few times while I was there. And just like that, a lot of souls at this time, their soul has planned that this journey at this moment for ascension would be the last time on earth that we will have, because after Earth ascension or Gaia's ascension or new earth, or however you resonate with these terms, the Earth will be a very different vibrationally, frequency-wise, different planet. So that the illusion of amnesia or the game of amnesia and reincarnation, all of that will, what is the word? Will no longer be the play is the word that is coming on Earth, and all the souls who chose not to ascend or chose to stay put in amnesia and continue to avoid looking into their shadow to remember. That journey of remembrance is very key right now, right? So those souls will have to go to another lower vibrational planet to experience the game of the shadow, so-called, and that would be more difficult to come out of. So that is the message that is coming for me to share at this time. So in a sense, it's not to make someone scare or intimidate or threaten that if you don't do this, you're gonna get this, that kind of idea. But it's more of the energy of sense of urgency that I'm guided to share, that while we want to take this journey lightly at heart, and at times not take it too seriously, meaning laugh at our challenges, laugh at our painful moments, to stay high vibrational, to get into alignment so you can navigate through your shadow without fearing your own shadow. You see what I mean? But at the same time, you really want to take this whole journey of remembrance and ascension very seriously, is what I'm guided to share. That is coming from Gaia, especially right now, very strongly, and Source. That as you go through this journey, okay, so what the word that is coming, this will be your last chance, last opportunity. That's why they want me to share this level of urgency at this time, as the Earth frequency is rising quickly, and you still have a choice on a soul level whether you want to ascend or to stay put, which means you're given this opportunity every day to clean up your baggage, basically, or the mess, or the drama, or the chaos, or the pain, or the wound, whatever that is. That if you are dealing with the energy of hatred, that comparison, jealousy energies, or that blame game you may be playing out subconsciously, unconsciously, or consciously, complaining, constant negative self-talk that is sabotaging you or that's keeping you stuck in that lower vibrational energies. These are all a choice, is what I'm going to share. So if you are aware, as a reminder, you always have a choice, meaning you don't have to choose the same thing over and over. Meaning if you feel stuck, you don't have to choose being stuck. You can start to choose being free. And that's the first step of your soul choosing and proactively and actively choosing to ascend, and that your human self is taking an aligned action towards your soul choice to ascend. So first is the soul choice, and then it has to be backed by your human actions, meaning in a form of everyday choice. So A lot of times from my own experience as well, from working one-on-one and just by observing, at this time, a lot of souls, especially after waking up, it's very easy for one to accumulate information and receive this message and knowledge and only as another form of entertainment that they're used to. And that could also make someone not level up. So knowledge or information is one thing, but the final step is your action. So you have to choose, meaning you have to take a physical, actionable step towards something that is aligned with something that will elevate and enlighten, or remember, or to face your shadow, however you resonate with these terms at this time. So we can indulge in feeling superior, for example. We could indulge in meaning like all this game of the ego is basically by hating on someone, by judging on someone, by criticizing someone, by blaming someone, by complaining. The ego, the illusion of the ego, thinks that they are the judge of everyone else and everything else, which is an illusion of the duality game of superior, inferior, so that it feels better, you see, the game. But actually it's an illusion. The more we get stuck in that cycle, and it doesn't matter whether you justify something as a sign, or a lot of the times there's a lot of forcing yourself to fit into certain messages that, oh, that's me, or oh, that's this, or that's that. This is also disempowering oneself, is what I'm going to share. So the message that is coming on very strong at this time is self-honesty, or radical truth within yourself, to really look at your truth without self-deception, without self-justification, without all this so-called BS, BSing yourself, BSing other people, first and foremost. And with that, you're going to notice the BS from other people as well, so that you can learn how to draw boundaries with the outside environment of all the deceptions, lies, manipulations, from individuals and environments that been heavily conditioned and are still in the process of choosing not to remember, playing out their old patterns, that you no longer resonate, you see, so that you are building momentum is a very, very big word that is coming up for anyone that may resonate. You need to build a momentum, and those momentum are going to be created by your actions, physical actions. And so the practical way to start is to, this is one way to use that affirmation as the supportive instrument. So what I was guided specifically was the word that you can say is, I am aligning with my highest timeline as my highest self. Okay, this is a very specific affirmation that came through from Gaia just before. So I am aligning with my highest timeline as my highest self. And as you say this affirmation, you are calling in that energy or that timeline. And you really have to have a strong intention and pure-hearted intention as you say this, right? And that with this word, you start to align your energy and then start doing your meditation or reflection or observation or however you call it, which I shared how you can do this effectively if you resonate in my latest YouTube video that I shared. So another thing that they want me to share is that the idea of meditation could appear in a very unique way for someone, that if it works for you, it works for you, and you can allow anything to be your tool to reflect or tool to meditate. Meditate simply meaning you're bringing observance to situations or your own reactions or your own triggers. That's emotional, mental, or physical, however you resonate. And that state of observance can be, I would say, achieved by you actively choosing to take the action to detach, meaning through non-judgment, through non-reaction to what used to trigger you to feel angry, trigger you to feel sad or guilt or shameful or hateful towards someone or towards a situation. That you are aware of all of these things. You are observing the play, and you're also observing the player. That is your avatar self or the egoic self or the identity that is the image that we create through the process of identifying with something or someone, through that identification process, right? So you could be for example, as a Korean national, that's another identification process. I could get angry towards a certain nation based on the conditioned teachings and educations that throughout history, certain countries used to attack us and harm us and blah, 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 and so on and so forth, right? With this narrative that we've been controlled by, they were trying to control our narratives, right? Or as a person who grew up in a very toxic family environment, that you could identify yourself as a victim constantly, right? That you would harbor certain resentment, energies of hatred or anger towards one parent or both parents or whoever, that you identify, that made you identify yourself as a victim, which was all a play. And you were the player in that play. So the observation is to watch the play and the player as if you're watching a movie, meaning from a very detached place. And with that, by watching everything, you start to notice certain things, you start to recognize certain things, and it could lead to certain realizations within yourself that would bring a moment of enlightenment, meaning moment of awareness and understanding, and that is the light in you. You see what I mean? So with these momentums of these actions every time, you start to remember that you are light more and more and more every day, one by one, little by little, and that's how you gain momentum, and eventually the shadows will be shattered in a human language sense, meaning the player in the play that you used to identify as a victim, as that wound, right? That identification process makes one to get reactive, meaning take everything personally. You see, it's about me. They're doing this to me. The situation is turning against me, right? This is happening to me. All of that narratives and illusions, basically. So this is one way to start breaking or shatter this mental image through this identification process that also brings up certain emotions as the mind is connected to the heart, right? Generating energy in motion, right? And we call this cleaning up process or dropping your baggage or cleaning up your own baggage. And basically, once again, this is just a necessary process for ascension. And the reason why they want me to share this is because we want to help, or I, on a soul level, want to help as many souls as possible, individuals as possible at this time to cross that rainbow bridge. So they don't have to go through that reincarnation cycle in another lower vibrational planet. That would be even tougher than Earth energy is what I'm guided to share. So as you go through that dark night of the soul, you may get scared, right? You may be like, oh my God, if I don't do that, I'm gonna get stuck. But this energy that I'm sharing is not from that conditional force or conditional push, but more like as the neutral information based on the current condition or the vibrational state of the earth that is in right now at this time, as it had another surge up, that it is still possible for you to shift your energy, and that it just needs your strong willingness. So when a person is so willing to go through this journey, face their own darkness or shadow or wound or however you resonate, nobody can take you down. That's the power of your own free will. So that's something that I'm also guided to share for those of you who may resonate at this time. And that if you remind yourself that this may be your last time on earth, you're going to start to want to take everything fully in, meaning just appreciate everything. Appreciate the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the surroundings of the earth that we are encountering every moment to moment. And that is the practice of awareness as well. That if you are at the sea, like above sea level, even like 3,000 feet or 4,000 feet, we will start to appreciate the value of air that we didn't realize that was always present with us when we were at sea level, right? So like when you go up hiking up at a mountain or some place that is like higher in altitude, you know, like we buy oxygen and we have to breathe in oxygen to feel or maintain that inner balance, just like that. It's very important to notice and have that practice on a day-to-day level with the simple things around, like air we breathe and the water we drink, and you know, so-called roof over your head or anything of that nature, however you resonate with these terms at this time, right? Even with your body, you can move your body freely and you can think for yourself at this time, right? You can hear, you can see, like you can appreciate every little things. And that's also part of a proactive practice, or the actionable steps you can take that you can practice on a day-to-day level, is what I'm going to share if you resonate. So everyone is on a unique journey, everyone is on a unique season, So once again, as a reminder to honor your journey, focus on yourself, focus on your inner work, healing, and continue to draw boundaries, because naturally as your frequency changes, you will start to feel that you no longer resonate with certain people or certain things that you used to engage on a mental, emotional, physical level. And that's just how it is. And it could be a family member, it could be a close friend, it could be even like your life partner, or so on and so forth. And that's just part of the process. So at large, that's how it's going to play out. But going deep into the intricacies of that journey, you will face a lot of emotional stuff that you will be encountering, that you will have to navigate through. But do not be scared of those journeys, but just constantly remember and align yourself with this affirmation that I'm aligning with my highest timeline as my highest self. And if you feel scared, and if you feel like you're constantly, life is coming at you, you can say, I am safe right here, right now. I'm always in the right place at the right time. These simple affirmations utilized in that moment of right time could be very powerful, is what I'm going to share, not as a mechanical process, but as a very conscious process of healing is what is required. Mechanical meaning you're just saying it like a machine. But use your consciousness when you use these affirmations. Even though it may be simple, just being used in that right moment creates a very powerful energy for you, or protection or guidance that could help you remember, is what I'm going to share. So that is the message at the moment that I feel called to share. So take however resonates for you, and I'll wrap up here. And wherever you are, I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.